Welcome everybody to the Goat Milk Diaries. I'm your host for the evening. My name is Jim. Tony is not going to be able to be here. Unfortunately, he had a tragic accident. He fell off of a step ladder and forgot to wear a parachute. But I am here, and not only am I here, I'm bringing. It's time to bring on the goat. What's happening, brother?
What is up, everybody? We're here on Wednesday. Even though it's hump day, as in Camel's humps, midpoint of the week, it's still goat day. Now, today's going to be an interesting episode. We've got lots to talk about. But like Cody Rhodes said, what do you want to talk about? You know what I mean? Like, today, we're going to talk about how we turn lemons into lemonade. Put a little spike on it, because we have to spike it for the show. So that's what I do. That's awesome.
Man, you've got to have a liver like Dean Martin, man.
You know what? I think it's more like Sammy Davis Jr. Because Sammy only drank on weekends. Unlike Dean Martin that drank every episode of a TV show, right?
Well,
but see, Sammy had 7-day weekends, baby. So I drank like old Sammy.
Well, the funny thing is about that is in Cannonball Run, he said, "Aren't you worried about your liver?" And Dean Martin goes, "My liver died 2 years ago."
Oh yeah, he probably heard lover in his ears instead of liver.
Oh yeah.
Where the hell is our background music? I need our background music.
You need,
because just like the Jack of Spades, I need my background music. There we go. Ooh, yeah. That softens it right up.
Welcome to the smooth jazz of the Goat Milk Diaries.
The smooth goat milk. So, guys, we're going to talk about a few things today. Mainly, we have a guest coming on. Hopefully, he makes it on time. We hope. Just to clarify a few things, there's always two sides to a story, but in those two sides of the story, there's always the truth. And that's what we're out to look for. That's what we seek. It's the truth, right? Now, we had something set up where we're going to have both parties of this show up and do their thing, but the credibility to one or the other person is not that great. I reached out to different sources and got to know their background of each person a little bit. And it was a no-brainer to who to bring on the show first and who to have here talk about the situation. This is starting to be more of a thing on the Facebook groups, on the Facebook channels, things like that. And I'm calling it the dark side of the hobby. This is exactly what it is. It's the dark side of the hobby. Sometimes we have so-called grown men acting like children. You know what I mean? There's always one acting up, popping off. All it takes is a little bit of understanding and patience. Sometimes you get what you want. You just got to be patient. You know what I mean? But all in all, I think we're all grown enough. We're big enough where we can be patient for things. Everything is a process in life. Not everybody and everything is a scheme, a con to go out and get you. Of course, you're a grown man or a grown woman, and you know the steps to take. I think we're more than familiar on Facebook groups where everybody talks about ask for references, only do transactions through PayPal, do things a certain way. You know what I mean? So with all those cautions taken and precautions taken, you should be fine. You should be just fine. But sometimes I understand there's people in the hobby that they're very impatient. They rather just buy a used belt from somebody that they're going to get it shipped in 3 days. And that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But when you're ordering something brand new, you're having somebody craft something from scratch, from the nada, the nothing, the Zippo, the zilch, the zero. Baby, it takes time. It takes time to do that. You weren't born today and started running the next day. You took time. You have to crawl, walk, learn to run, and then wherever that takes you. But we'll get into that a little bit further in the show. We're gonna wait for our other host, Big E. Hopefully he'll make it. Jim, in the meantime, let's talk about this new movie coming out, right? Because this is about one of my favorite wrestlers that had a short run, but unfortunately, took a bad turn in his career, in his life. A few things happened in the family. They're making a movie out of it now. And Jim, what's the name of the movie?
Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw. And most people don't know why they would call it that. But if you're familiar with the family and the wrestling and all, what was the Iron Claw, Jim?
It's based on the Von Erich family, their legacy, their tragedy. I could go on and on. I would say this, that during their heyday, the Von Erichs, they basically had a rocket strapped to them, and they were just going for the stars. I mean,
they had a big pull.
They were as popular in Texas, and they were as popular throughout the United States. You know,
oh yeah.
Than NWA, WCW, or WWE at the time. They were as big. And you know what? My favorite out of all the brothers was Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado, which everybody remembers him by, the majority, when he hit WWF. And the Iron Claw, the title of the movie is because of that particular move that the family knew. The father used to use it. It was something very known in the wrestling industry. So that's what it's about, right? The title, that's what it refers to, but it's about the family. So hopefully it's a good movie. I'm just surprised about who's portraying Kerry Von Erich. Who's going to play Kerry? I don't. I can pull it up right here. Now Zac Efron is playing Kevin.
Okay, Kevin. Oddly enough, Zach is one of the bigger, more bulkier actors, which I think should have been Kerry. For some reason, I could have thought he was going to play Kerry. Jim's probably doing his research right now as we're speaking. He'll probably correct me if I'm wrong, but...
okay. Zac Efron is playing Kevin Von Erich.
Von Erich, okay.
Jeremy Allen White is playing Kerry Von Erich. And
yeah, that didn't... For some reason, that doesn't go. For me, at least.
Maxwell Jacob Freeman is playing Lance Von Erich. But here's the funny thing. Chavo Guerrero actually Chavo Guerrero Jr. Let me make sure.
Junior. Yeah.
Is playing the Iron Sheik in it. They're going to have an actor play Bruiser Brody. They're going to have one playing Ric Flair.
I can definitely see Chavo Guerrero Jr. as the Sheik. I really can. Hollywood does wonders with makeup and all that stuff, so I can really see that going down. Just he's got the potty mouth to Matt. He'll be all right. Yeah, a bunch of cuss words and a bad accent. Yeah, I think Chavo Jr. is just awesome enough for that role. That'll be just fine.
Well, my question is he a cousin of yours or something? You know,
brother. cousins.
Maybe you can get a screening of this movie.
In Mexican families, we're all cousins. We grew up knowing like family members that will go, oh man, do you remember Uncle Mike? Uncle Mike, what Uncle Mike? Mike, the guy that used to, do this. Oh, I forgot to tell you kids. Oh, he wasn't really your uncle. It was just a friend of your dad's, and he was always around the family, so everybody just started calling him Mike, so that kind of stuff rolls around.
Oh, yeah,
You'd be surprised who's your family and who isn't.
Yeah, exactly, man. But yeah, man, they're having and I don't have the whole cast in front of me, but they're having a guy play the father Fritz, one playing David, one playing Mike, one playing Chris, one playing Doris. I mean, Bruiser Brody. And if y'all don't know who Bruiser is,
Bruiser Brody is badass. Was bad.
Yeah,
he was a badass. Unfortunately, he had a bad ending, but
yeah, it was tragic. Of course, he was.
I can't remember, but did he die in Japan?
No, that was David.
Or was it
David died? David died in Japan. They said
stomach issues, right?
Intestinal enteritis.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, now the show can start because we got the man, the myth, the Eazy-E.
Oh my God. Is that what I think? Look at this guy. Look at the look on his face.
I mean, I was in a hurry.
No, but I was just the look in his face. He's such a modest and humble person. Just look at what's hanging behind him on the wall. Look at what's hanging behind him on the wall.
Johnny, bro.
Dude. Oh my God. We got to do a closer look at that one day.
We were talking about the updated biopic about the Von Erich movie, The Iron Claw. What's your take on it?
I haven't even seen it.
All they've got is stills. All I know is Zac Efron's playing Kevin Von Erich.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll definitely watch it. But yeah, I haven't really dove too much into it.
And,
so, what are the predictions for this hitting the movies? I mean, do you think it's going to be good? It's not going to be good?
It's not like a Netflix exclusive or something?
No. Is this going to be a movie in the theaters? That's a good question. I haven't even looked at that.
I think it's supposed to be in the theaters, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I don't think it's going to do too well because
it's a very niche movie.
The knowledge of the Von Erichs and how far they date back, they aren't up to date, or people aren't up to date with, or they don't look at wrestling that far back these days to know who they are as much.
Yeah.
So the fan base is not going to be as big. The amount of people that are just going to be interested and go watch it at the theaters, pay the money, get out the house, pay for parking, pay for gas, pay for food, pay to get in to see it is going to be a lot different than watching it at home on Netflix.
Yeah, very, very niche. But I'm sure it'll do okay. I mean, what wrestling movie is... I mean, what would you consider one of the best wrestling movies?
Oh, it's got to be with, what's this guy? Was it The Wrestler?
The Wrestler, that's what I would say, is Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, with Rourke. Oh my God. Yeah, that had to be... That had to be it right there. For me, anyways.
I agree. I mean, and then you look at other movies. I mean, you get your movies with wrestlers in it. Obviously your Hogans and those movies, but
I think a movie about wrestling based on wrestling has got to be The Wrestler for me. A movie with a wrestler in it. God, second place to that has to be the one with Roddy Piper, but one of the best goddamn fight scenes ever.
Oh, he's here to kick ass and chew gum, and he's all out of bubble gum.
They Live.
They Live. That movie is badass. I never seen somebody so driven about somebody else putting on some sunglasses. You know what I mean? Just put them on. All the guy had to do was put the glasses on. You know what I mean? That was probably the best street fight we'll ever see that never went on in the WWF or WE.
No, I think the best wrestler street fight that ever went on in the WWE or non-WWE, it did involve Roddy Piper, though. Roddy Piper Goldust.
Oh.
That back alley brawl.
Oh. You know what? I hadn't even remembered that. You just brought that. Oh, man. Okay. Is it a surprise that both of those have Roddy Piper in there? Roddy had an intensity about him. It was good.
I was watching some show. It was an older show, probably 5, 6 years, 7 years now. But it was Roddy Piper house hunting.
Oh,
He was looking for a house with his wife. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought he was going to go for the third house.
Yeah.
That was badass.
Well, the thing about Roddy Piper is Roddy Piper didn't need no belt. He never needed a belt to get over.
I think he looked pretty damn good with the classic IC on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that he could have ridden that out for at least a year.
He was just an awesome mid-carder. That's what he was. That was his.
He was.
And a hell of a heel.
Oh yeah. And it's funny because I feel that he was a heel and he wasn't a heel. I think as he did things in his career, people kind of flip-flopped on him.
Yeah.
To be honest. Roddy Hot Rod, he was always Hot Rod. You know what I mean? And I think the crowd flipped on him. I don't think there was a moment where you say, definitely, this is where today he's going to change into babyface, and this is where he's not. You know what I mean? So,
No, I'd agree with that.
Well,
heel turns, I never really, I can't remember seeing a heel turn with Piper. He did either really good stuff that agreed with the crowd or didn't. You know, the famous coconut to the head with Superfly. You know what I mean?
What about that coconut to the head?
well, if you were to take, and I learned this from a wrestler, if you were to take a heel and a face, and you the differences between them down to its base is a difference of opinion. Is all it is. But they build it from there.
I don't know. I mean, looking at you, Jim, you'd be a babyface for real. Jim would be a babyface all day long. And for myself, I think it could be either or.
Jim would be like no offense,
None taken.
Jim would be like the Brooklyn brawler of the 2023. You don't really know if he's a heel or a hobo. He's just kind of there, and
well, yeah. Well,
Oh, God,
most days I'm a hobo because I usually wake up and go, no, I ain't doing shit today.
Oh God, that's everybody's retirement dream right there. It's just not to decide to do anything at all on your own free will. That's awesome. But
that's when you turn on TV. I wonder what's on TV today.
I wonder what's going on in the Facebook groups today. You know what I mean? And just start scrolling through everything.
I've made that mistake and I've gone down that rabbit hole, and it got me promos cut on myself and yourself. Wake up at you wake up at you open your phone at 10:30 at night and see some Roy Rage dude that thinks he's Triple H screaming at the Facebook camera over a scam that happened in another group, and you just try to implore a little, dude, just relax, chill out, and it rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah, I have yet to see those last promos because
he puts it in a group that only has like 5 members.
Yeah.
See here, and here's the thing. And I'm just gonna say the name: EJ Kelly / Cry Kelly / Slinky Steel. The guy, as a man, the way he gets his last word is he sends a huge paragraph about just dumb shit and then blocks you, right?
So what he did for me, though, he didn't even do me that pleasure.
Oh,
he
really?
He cut a promo where I couldn't see it, and it talks about me and the fact that somebody broke the... I want to find out who it was. One of these motherfuckers on the internet broke the news to him that I was fat. I'm just... Oh,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Somebody actually did that?
Somebody did that, and then he...
What the hell? That's just crazy.
Some slighted comment towards the wife, and then they just blocked me, so I couldn't even have a chance to see it.
I think that was...
And that's kind of mean to do that, because it's one thing for you to say something about somebody's wife, knowing that you don't have one or they left you.
No. So I'll go on record and say
You don't have one
this.
for us to say anything about.
That makes you a bitch.
It really does.
You're a bitch.
It really does.
Your actions prove you're a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually surprised I was going to come into costume today because, I made it in the Hall of Fame also.
Oh, really?
You hear about that? Yes.
No, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I made it in the Midgets Hall of Fame. Because there's this weird thing in the hobby where I can't even call them hobby police. The hobby hall monitor.
Hall monitor is a good term. It's somebody that wants to be somebody, but respected by nobody.
But wants that feels he deserves respect for some reason. So this is the last thing I'll address on that faggot Guido. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah.
Who are you to deserve respect from anybody? You run a copy of a belt page, Scammers of the Belt. You steal half your stuff. You popped up out of nowhere like a herpy. Where were you when the Eddie? You said you're in this hobby for a long time. Where were you during the Eddie thing? Where were you when PTM was having GoFundMe's and trying to keep people's lights on in this hobby that got scammed out of thousands of dollars?
Exactly.
Where were you when I was taking belts out of my personal collection and sending them to people so they get a belt? Where were you when Joe Vitanza was doing that?
Where were you when Brian Bodie Green, a friend of mine, lost $6,000 to Eddie?
So you want to come in and deserve respect. Respect is earned. It's not given because you run a fucking page or you go to T-Mobile and film an intro, a promo about me. Is that where you went? I'm sorry. I'm not going to give you any more clout than this right now. You can sit here and be like, I'm going to meet you. Bro, I don't even want to meet you on the internet, dude. If that's how you're going to roll and you're going to act like you know shit and are about shit, bro. Right there. I look forward to the next time you go to the public mall and cut another promo and maybe put another video. Because you know what's the weird thing is? He was so upset about all that. I never got one DM. It's weird how that works, right?
Wow.
If you're upset about this, dude, slide a DM. Show me you're not a clout chaser. Prove to me you're not just chasing clout. But you won't. So it's cool. I don't even have any problem with you. Do you need to get some ass? Probably. Because you devote a whole lot of time to a hobby that don't give a shit about you. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, he's done his. He's also done his. You know what I mean? So, a few people have reached out to me and they've told me some things that he's done too. So, I'm not gonna get into that because that's been said enough by other people. But it's very easy for anybody to just go any group online and just say, "Hey, who did Guido fuck over?"
Yep.
Who did he fuck over on belt orders? Because he has. He should put his own face on his belt scammers page and
gotta make sure he puts a case number though.
Yes, case number and all, because don't want to confuse it with the profile picture of the group. You got to make sure you're in the actual reported comment.
That's my biggest. That's my biggest issue with these dudes. They run their mouth because they don't like somebody else's opinion. They'll make a promo, they'll make a video, but they never inbox anybody. Never. Ever.
And if they do, it's usually they want to, before you can respond, throw out like a 10-paragraph rant about themselves and what they think is unfair and what you supposedly think they did to you with no proof at all. And then block the person so that there's no response. And do promos to groups that you were into, you know what I mean? And then you're not on anymore. And surprisingly for EJ, brother, I'm gonna tell you straight up right here. I didn't block you. I definitely didn't kick you out of my own group. I left you right there, brother. Out in the open. At any point in time, you could have commented on anything. There's more than enough references from anybody that's dealt with me. And they will tell you, and I'm pretty sure they'll be quick to tell you, if I screwed anybody over at all, if I did anybody wrong at all, on any level, they will be quick to tell you, probably some of them will tell you to fuck off because your credibility is no good. Especially when you cut a video on a group making an apology with tears in your eyes, making excuses that you felt sick, but you were crying, brother. Your little man soul. Yeah, your little man soul got touched. And then you go off and take all that back, which means your apologies mean nothing. They're no good. They're worth nothing, brother. So that's the kind of person that is trying to criticize me. Why? Because he says that he didn't say this directly to me. He went to somebody's ears in another inbox and said that I fixed my raffles. Well, first of all, whenever I do my raffles, I show everybody the app. I open it up on my phone. I put a randomizer on. We hit the button and we're done.
It's computer generated.
Computer generated, exactly.
Or CGI.
So, yeah. So
that's computer generated, Jim.
Oh.
So yeah,
I'm
computer
from the
generated.
South, so you know.
So what I'm saying here is, part of being a grown-up is you gotta know when you lose, know when you win, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You've heard it all.
It's not even a matter of winning and losing. Like,
you know what I mean?
Like the thing with little Guido. Like, bro, I don't care. I don't care enough to matter. It just, why are you so upset? Because what, Nawaz is going to be here longer than you will be? Because Nawaz has more people to stand up for him. When you jump off the gun and run a scammer's page, but you fire your gun too quickly and without having a situation, that's not being a responsible page runner. I'd have a little respect for you if you just inbox me and be like, hey, fucker, didn't appreciate what you said. That's all it takes. Literally, that's all it takes.
And you have to be careful, man. People like that running a page like that, you have to be very careful. People are very easily impressionable. You know what I mean?
But I just find it weird.
People's
Like,
minds, you know,
it's
especially in the
creepy.
WAS.
But it's creepy. You go to like I said, I don't know where he was. It looked like a T-Mobile. I don't know if he works there or maybe it was a Verizon. He goes to somewhere like that and he makes a video about you, and it's like, dude's never once inboxed me one time. It's weird. Like, I don't know. Bro, I'll send you a foot pic if that's what you want. Like I'm good. Like, it's just creepy to me. I don't know. It's just a little weird.
I've never seen that before.
Right?
I mean, it's got to be on somebody's mind, definitely, to be driving around, thinking of a nice location where to do their promo and sit down, have a background. And
if it was burning him that bad, that Nawas thing happened like 2 weeks prior to that video dropping. So this wasn't even makes it worse. It's like he sat on that for 2 weeks, like literally, like just
simmered and sat on it, and yeah.
But as far as EJ Cali goes, Guido, you know what? I don't have a problem with you. I think you step way far out of your box of where you should stay. That's just it. But as far as EJ Cali goes, he's a bitch. That's the only thing I can say about him.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the YouTube videos, and like everybody does, out of curiosity or whatever, or just to search for facts or the truth. I've gone to the YouTube, searched up, Gary Sutton's videos, and I've listened to them. And I know a lot of people don't like Gary Sutton. Okay. But regardless of who you like, who you don't like, if you throw a lot of that out and just listen, you can find the fact in people's conversations and what they're saying, things they're saying.
Gary's grown on me a lot through his YouTube videos. They're great coffee, morning coffee views.
So I never used to watch them. I went through, maybe watched 5 or 6 of them, and I can understand some of his feelings, his views on certain things. I can't discredit everything he talks about or credit all of them, but for some things I can listen and say, got him right there.
Yeah.
Got him right there. You know what I mean? It's undeniable. So the thing is, guys, we were going to have EJ Kelly come on the show here and voice his opinion and give him a chance to speak out on the matter, speak on the matter of me and him and what's going on. But I kind of listened to Gary on this one because he told me straight up on a message. He said, well, if you guys are trying to have an adult conversation and talk, you can throw that out the window. And he's right. Because we're not dealing with a normal human being. We're talking about a grown person that throws fits like it's hot. Does imaginary promos. He really does think he's a wrestler. He gets a little irate. There's no control there with him.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to get anything out of it. So I said, scrap that, gone, out of here. For the moment, at the most part. And I think that bringing in the main person here that was involved in all this, the thing that started it all, how all this, we tied into each other, because honestly, I wasn't tied in with Gary Sutton at all in any kind of storyline or how things happen on Facebook or anything like that, or with EJ Kelly or anything else with Guido for that matter. But it's starting to tie and pull people in. But there's truth to everything. So we're talking about a person that made a raffle. This person's involved with a maker on Facebook, and I believe it's Great Custom Belts, right, Jim?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's Great Custom Belts, and Great Custom Belts has a middleman and has a maker, and they run raffles, just like lots of groups, lots of other makers and stuff like that. So, for some reason, EJ Kelly says on one of his videos, and you can go back to that video and listen, he says he never really participates in raffles, and he doesn't do it because people get scammed on him. Even though on this particular group, he had participated in probably about 2 raffles prior. So that in itself is a lie, right there, right off the bat. And that's what I mean by saying there are truths in the middle of what happens and what people say. So first off, he's lying about raffles. He does enter them. And yes, he has entered them multiple times in the same group. So that is a lie right there. To me, it's discredit right there for me. So they pick a winner. EJ Kelly is the winner for this particular raffle. So he decides to message afterwards and says, hey, listen, I want to do upgrade on the raffle win. They agree on a price. They say it's going to be more, of course. You're asking for something different now, not just the belt. You're going to get a win on the raffle. So now, if this maker had a belt ready to ship the winner the particular belt that was being raffled, now he has to start from scratch. This belt is not ready in hand to go. So they have to start all over. And when you do that, even though you are a raffle winner, you're not privileged over everybody else to go ahead of everybody's work that this maker has in line. Maybe he's got 20 belts to go. You just can't cut line and go up ahead of those 20 belts to be done. You're at the end of that line because you made a change. You're making a new belt.
You're electing to start over.
Exactly. So you are back of the line. So for anybody that is used to buying a belt off people, you usually get them in 2 days, 3 days, 5 days ship from wherever it comes because it's already in hand. Maybe you're used to that. I'll give Kelly that one. Maybe he's used to getting a belt quick because of that. But this is where I will discredit him big time. He says in one of his videos that if it would have been X-Men doing a belt and he would have done something where he would have taken 2 months or longer, the admins for him or their middlemen would have jumped on his ass and had that thing ready right away. That is a lie. I have the inbox messages between me and X-Men Belts when I did 2 belts with him in the past. And both times I waited over 4 months to get plates. Not even a full-on belt, but we're talking about plates. Okay. The other one took about 6 months because they sent me plates that had defects on them, and where the holes tap in from the back to the front, the holes were exposed on the front of the plates. How they just sent that out to me and they thought that was okay, I don't know. But that in itself, what he says and what I went twice discredits him. So EJ Kelly, that makes you a liar. Okay. Now, I don't blame the middlemen because the middlemen of any of this stuff, they don't make any of it. They go by whatever their maker tells them. So if their maker says, oh, it's ready today, they're going to turn around and tell you the same info. It's ready today. And if they get lied to, well, you got lied to also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that's just the way it is. But
see, I think that undermines him doing that too, undermines because he has a relationship with Nick and Chris that like they're given preferential treatment. It's not the case. Like it's just not, Nick's not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Chris is going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a standard operating procedure, whether you're classic shields or your X-Men belt. Classic's a little different, but you have a queue for the most part, and that's where you're at. The queue is what it is.
And listen, I don't know why it was such a big deal to wait. If you waited, which here's another lie. He said 2 months and been past 2 months. We looked at the timeline. That was a lie. So that's about the third, fourth lie he's got within his promos and conversations back and forth with people. So now it's discrediting EJ even more, even further. So no, you didn't wait 2 months to get on his ass to get something done. It was more about a week after a month, brother. Most of us wait anywhere from 3 to 4 months for a belt. And anybody that makes a good quality belt, brother, you're in line for 6 months, up to a year. Some people have waited 2 years for their belt and paying damn good money for their belt. We're talking $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 and up. If a maker has something available, that's different. But when you're getting something done from scratch, brother, you're in for a wait. You're in for a wait.
What concerns me is the fact that he is acting like a wannabe wrestler. I welcome him to take a back bump in a ring, because I got news for you. It's not a trampoline. I've taken a back bump, and I felt it for 2 weeks.
Fuck that wannabe wrestler. He's not even about that taking a bump. He just wants to put on his tight shirt and pretend he's Triple H in whatever fantasy world he is. But again, my issue is there's a lot of people in this hobby. Some I call friends, some I used to call friends, that would, they would, brother, I love you, brother, you're blah, 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 right? But then the first disagreement you have, they block you. That, to me, that's bitch assness. I don't let that go unchecked or unslid. Play it off all you want, pretend like it wasn't a big deal, pretend like whatever. That's not how everybody operates. You want to be a bitch ass, you're gonna be a bitch ass, you're gonna get treated like a bitch ass. EJ Kelly is in that category of cuts a promo in a group that has no members, then blocks you so you can't see it. So he thinks in his mind, in his deranged mind, that he won somehow. That he
told you off in your face. That's another thing he really thinks. He thinks by cutting a promo where you can't see it is his way of telling it to your face.
Right?
He just hopes somehow, what he says, somebody will catch wind of that and take it over to your ear, rather than tell you straight up.
Well, I mean, hell, if he thinks he's won a belt, I mean, shit, I'm fat and lazy. I won several of them then, you know.
I have 30 belts in my collection. I'm undefeated.
except from your wife.
Oh no, she carries the crown around here, baby.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, we can sit here and piss and moan about whoever. You know, I've had plenty of people that like me and plenty of people that don't like me. I've always admitted I'm an acquired taste. I'm not for everybody, and I understand that.
And that's part of life. You can't go around liking everybody or worry about, ooh, I gotta make everybody like me. You
walk into a room of 100 people, 50% of them aren't going to like you for no apparent reason. That's just how life is.
And that is true.
You're a straight shooter, E.
But for me, like, there's guys that people don't like in this hobby that I got no problems with, because you know what? At least in their own fantasy world, they're still a straight shooter. You know what you're going to get from them. Like guys like Carmine.
Shoot from the hip.
Guys like Carmine. Carmine, you know what you're going to get from him. You know, him, Joey, and a couple others have had some hellacious arguments with the dude. Right? They've said shit. He said shit. I said shit. And at the end of the day, it's just, there's never any blocking. There's never been any real bitch assness with it. And at least I can respect that. You know, but with this hobby, I was actually talking to Ron Edwardson. We had a good conversation about, just the hobby and boots and everything like that. And, again, I want to props to that guy because he's doing big things for himself. He's, those trio titles and,
nice,
everything like that. That's big shit, man. People in this hobby don't like to give credit for some reason. But man, that guy's making belts that you're watching on TV every week. Living is probably his dream because he's probably been doing this for a long time, and it's something that's it's cool. It's something I'm into. I'm into the belt making aspect of it. I like a lot of that stuff. So just giving him some props on, like, bro, just do you, man. Don't block out the haters. They're gonna be everywhere. Like I told him, I was like, for me, I'm one of those guys that I have a boot, kind of like a boot policy. I really don't boot like AEW. I don't boot. I'm just not that. Midwest to me is fair game. You get that block logo, it's fair game. Like, that shit's. But with this hobby, it's on this weird slide. I know people get offended when you say it's dead, but it's not meant to be said in a way where, like, the hobby's going to cease to exist. What's happening is the quality of people in the hobby are going down a lot.
There you go. And I think we just hit that on the head. It's
pushing a lot of the good quality people away from the hobby. Because you just don't want. Again, I'm sitting here on a Wednesday night talking about a guy that pretends he's Triple H, talking about me on a video I can't fucking see because he was too coward and blocked me. So, again, we're
the quality of the people is just it's different. It's I came into this hobby maybe about a year and a half ago, right before I started leather work. And when I first started joining some groups, I was like, wow, this is cool. There's actually a community of everybody that loves the same thing I love. Finally, I can learn something from these people and get a belt and enjoy it, post up pictures of my belt and be happy like everybody else. And then I just started seeing all this stuff going down with the whole huge belt scam and all that,
See, and COVID was a weird time for this hobby too. People locked in their houses, and I've met a lot of people in this hobby that I like to call friends. I've met a lot of people in this hobby that, but there are people in this hobby that have been not pushed away, but have left on their own accord. And there's people still in this hobby that, like, I'll throw out names because, like, I take a guy like Randall Angel. That is one of the solidest dudes I've ever met in this hobby. He just goes to the hobby now because it is what it is. I can have, and there's guys that I appreciate because I can have a disagreement with, or we'll rub each other the wrong way from time to time, me and Joe. But you know what? There isn't an instance where if he PM me and was like, yo, let's get this fucker. There is an instance where I wouldn't fucking attack. Sight unseen, no questions asked. But that's how you do it, and then you guys like James Taylor, Matt Marabito, Drew Aldrich Boyer, David Babel. Matt Panetta, Tony. I can't say Tony. I know he's a good guy. I'm talking about people that I frequented. And Matt Panetta, he's again a wealth of knowledge. You get guys like Ron Edwardson, Dan McMahon. There's so many people in this hobby that you either gonna like him or you're not gonna like him. It's not a whole lot of middle, but is what it is. That's why I say when the hobby's dying, it's just we're getting to that indie promotion of enthusiasts left in the hobby. sorry, Jones. Mike Jones, another guy.
That right there, brother, is
Michael B. Jones is the most fucking level-headed voice of reason that I bug way too much in this hobby, but I appreciate and value him being here.
You know, complimenting Michael Jones. I've messaged him several times and like, hey, I need some advice on this interview I'm about to do. And well, who is it? And it could be somebody, Joe Smith from Carrollton, Georgia. Oh yeah, I know of him. You know, I'm like, huh? And you know, he'll say, just go in, be yourself. You know, really good. He's a really good guy. Another straight shooter like Ethan. You know, but here's the thing that I can't figure out for the life of me. Okay, EJ gets butt hurt and he blocks people, where I could get in an argument with Mendoza and then the very next day and say, hey, I need your advice on something.
See, but the thing is, you're trying to figure out stupid, and you can't.
Ooh, and stupid
or childish
is hard to do.
No, you're trying to figure out stupid, and you can't. So, like, for me, like, the way I'm viewing the hobby lately is just like, I'm good. Like, yo, call me when Eddie resurfaces, and we'll handle business. You know, call me with something like that. Like, otherwise, you're just like, I think you take guys like Vinny Vegas, Joey Jones, you know, my PTM guys. And like for me, I want them to drop kick the hobby and do something bigger. Like, just fuck the hobby. Like, seriously, you look at guys like Carmine doing his big stuff on his political stuff. You might not like it, you might not agree with it. I know Gary thinks he's racist, but you know, he's at least doing something, and he's swinging for his fences, regardless of his limitations, and he'll tell you that. There are some talented people in this hobby, and the problem is the hobby. It's that double-edged sword. Like I was telling James earlier, or Jim earlier, with the hobby is you're only going to get so much. You can interview somebody, but how many interviews have they done? You're not going to break any news because every wrestler has a podcast now. You know, so they're not going to give you anything more than they've given. And having a love for making content, it's something like I really like doing. Never thought I'd be in a million years be a person that wouldn't mind sitting in front of a camera and fucking hamming up with you guys.
But it's fun. It's fun. And that's what I said, man. You know,
this show, what I've told the guys before, we don't have an agenda. This show is not for any particular specific agenda. This is shooting the shit, talking about things. If one of us has to talk about supporting our fellow brother, then that's what we're gonna do. If somebody needs to get called out on something, we're gonna do it here. If we gotta do it, if I feel the need for it, it's gonna be done. If people agree with it, fine. If they don't agree with it, fine. They can go to a podcast where somebody else is gonna agree with the lies. I'm pretty sure EJ Kelly right now is watching this. And he's cutting a promo as he's watching this. He's probably watching us the way Bret Hart used to watch Shawn Michaels.
I can imagine right now, he's like, just wetting his hair. He's wetting his hair and just put his second tight jacket on, and he's getting all wetted up.
He's looking for what belt to put on what shoulder to just, you know what I mean? So, I mean.
But remember, EJ, we can't see it because we're blocked.
Exactly. We're giving you the same respect here.
You know, and
You were giving me the same respect you gave me to answer back.
Even with people like I have issues with that is unresolved, I keep them personal, but I want to take a second for anybody watching tomorrow. I believe it's 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Get the Strap comes back. Got my boy Joe Vitanza. The world premiere of Double D, Matt Panetta, just coming to the show. I believe James Taylor's going to be on there. I'm sure Michael B. Jones will be showing his mug. So make sure you guys tune in for those guys, and give them a little like or a little love or a little something.
But
give something.
Yeah, exactly. So show some love to the PTO guys, man.
That's right.
They've been there for Nerdcast. They've been here for Goat Milk Diaries, man. They've been there for us. So we got to reciprocate the love, man.
Those guys are awesome.
Well, talking about wrestling podcasts and everything. As y'all guys know, I started the Fix Wrestling podcast, but I didn't want it to be a carbon copy of this show.
Jim, how dare you? What can be a copy of this?
It wouldn't be because me and Mendoza aren't on there.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
This is true. And
we're the only two Mexicans you've encountered in your life, so
pretty much.
Actually, there is Taco Bell.
And I think you just want me for my burrito recipes. I think that's what it is.
But yeah, I wanted to do something different, but even as you said, the market is so flooded right now with wrestling podcasts. You got Cornette, you got Bruce Pritchard, you got Dutch Mantell, you got all these guys doing these podcasts, and they're bringing on the top guys, and I'm bringing on the indies. And nothing to take away from the indies. I appreciate every single one of them that has appeared on the show, but I've got one more. I've got one more interview dropping, and then I'm taking about a 2-week break, man.
So my issue is like when it comes to wrestling, I think it's so niched that it has a place, but for me, it's more of like I watch podcasts like The Pivot, Pat McAfee, those kind of. I think it has a segment when a pay-per-view's coming or something notable happens. It has a segment. Well, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's.
Okay, on that.
You have football season going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok's wild. There's so much content out there right now. You got F fucking 35 jets that are flying out on their own, fucking aliens, and there's so much content to be had. But and there's no offense for you guys. This is just from the guys that I've done a lot of episodes with. You guys like Joey, Michael B. Jones, all these guys that they're so fucking talented that like I want the world for them. Panetta, there's a lot of talent there, and it's just like, bro, with wrestling, it's so limited. I get the love for wrestling.
There's
I get the admiration.
there.
Yeah, I get the love and the admiration and everything for wrestling. I think a lot of it has to do with the content, making content. It's just, it's addicting.
Well,
I did hear that Get the Scrap is going to be back, right?
That is tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Any sneaky peeky info on that one?
I think you have to stay tuned because it's just one of those things. Just like
I hate when he does that.
It's it's gonna be ran well. It'll be formatted well. You're gonna get your information, and at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do is bring information. Maybe eliminate some bitch assness in the hobby. Maybe, as Ben Walker says, try to leave it better than when you found it.
Yeah. Yeah, I say that all the time, especially in my YouTube reviews.
You know, and a lot of times that gets mixed up in the translations. But again,
When you find it, make it better. And when you leave it better than when you found it.
and if you're gonna cut a promo, don't block the people so they can't see it.
Come on. That's what
That
promos
pisses
are
me
for.
off.
For
That
everybody to
pisses me off
see.
so much. Bro, I was gonna throw some Ultimate Warrior tassels on, grab the belt, and cut a promo back, and then
Come on.
you
Come on.
fucking ruined it.
Big time. I mean,
You fucking homer.
the whole point of doing a promo is so that the
Isn't
other
it supposed to
party
be like a
can
discourse?
see it. You know what I'm saying?
That would be like
It
The
has to
Rock
be done
coming
that
back. That would be like The Rock coming back last week on SmackDown. He comes out, cuts his promo, and then Austin Theory just goes back in the backstage and leaves. So he can't
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah.
And
Come on
McMahon cuts
now.
him a check.
It's
You know,
very
so-
simple, this promo world.
Yeah,
But other than that, I mean,
I honestly wonder what The Rock makes per appearance for WWE. I
lot.
wonder.
Oh, man. Let me see.
I'm gonna say it's more than all three of us make in a year.
Easily.
Yeah, well,
Very easily. I don't think we're touching
In
that.
probably 10 years.
Exactly, yes.
no, yeah.
But we dabbled on that with The Rock, like
Oh, man.
the end game on the bloodline and the writer strike, and I just think you can't end the bloodline without The Rock. I'll say it and keep saying it.
Anybody interested in Sting Batista coming back?
No, not really. No.
About as much as I am in seeing Goldberg come back.
About as much as I'm interested in seeing Cry Kelly do another promo. I mean,
Well, from what I understand, Batista's really trying to become the lead in the Netflix movie Gears of War.
Yeah, but with the writer strike, everything is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of, over to the side, until. Well, actually, the writer's strike's supposed to be over with as of tomorrow, from what I understand.
guys, just real quick. This episode is brought to you by Fritos Flavor Twist. These things are awesome. You
I was
open
gonna
up
say-
the bag, you fill it with hot nacho cheese and chili in there, and you
And
have
then
at it, baby.
When you're done with that and you're taking a scoop of your Fritos and nachos,
Mm.
you wash it down with these Walmart exclusive
What?
infinity recyclable stainless steel cups that you throw in the
What?
freezer that houses your vodka.
What?
You put them in the freezer. They're either $5 for a pack of 10 stainless
Holy
steel cups.
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel. That's how we do it around here.
Dude, you can't get that cheap for stainless steel going to
Right.
like your Goodwill.
Jim's out there drinking creek water, and how many here drinking fucking vodka out of a stainless steel cup?
Actually, I was drinking the Southern wine, sweet tea.
Oh man, those are cool. Holy
Or-
shit! I did.
Or
That's
what
gotta be
Mendoza
LA
would
thing,
call
California thing,
iced
because we don't have
tea.
that kind of Walmart. Holy shit!
But any plan? What's the plans for the weekend, fellas?
God, I think for me,
No
Oh.
Mercies Saturday.
You'll have a box going out tomorrow for sure. I gotta get off my
Who?
dead and dying ass.
who me?
Yeah,
Holy crap!
gonna have a certain winged eagle in it.
Ooh, I've been like salivating at getting this thing in here. To get it
So
done.
this little fucker right here, I'm gonna give you a little bag. So Gunner, that's my boy right there, right?
Mhm.
We got him about 3.5 years ago after my mom died. Right after my mom died. Maybe right before. I can't remember. But so this guy likes to eat weed. So we went to Winco one time, and he likes to sniff. He's a good sniffer, and he picked up something, and we tried to get it spit out. You can see it was a roach.
Oh
So we get home, and this motherfucker's walking sideways. And so, dude, he is just out of his fucking mind, right? And this was probably, how long ago was that?
Oh,
That's probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. So fast forward to the other night, he's just acting weird. The dog has got a lot of personality, right? And he's acting high again. But I'm so paranoid about this damn dog. I got him sleeping in my bed. I got my hand on his chest so I can feel him breathing and his heart fucking going. I'd shake him every fucking 20 minutes to make sure he was fucking alive. Because he wanted to go and pick up some more weed.
Oh, where the hell?
It's California. It rains. It's California. It rains weed around here.
So he would be the equivalent of Snoop Dogg as a dog.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Oh, man, my dog Buster just loves beer. Just give him pour a can in his bowl, dude, and he's on. He's on.
The wife won't let me give him a shot. I was like, give him a little taste. No.
Oh. Come on, man. You gotta let him have a little tequila.
So,
especially if it's good shit.
So yeah, on Saturday, since my pops passed, we've been trying to, as a family, kind of get together and do more like family functions.
Gotcha.
Since mom, dad, brother are all gone, so Saturday we're doing a little house party at my sister's house. I'm like, well, I got the vodka.
Okay, and I got
this. There's this place they're called Lockford sausages. Dude, these sausages, man, these are the best sausages. It's a butcher shop. Mm-hmm. You literally have to get up and go 2-3 hours before it opens because the line's around the corner.
Holy crap.
So like, I'll grab some Lockford sausages and I grabbed the vodka. And then I was like, none of y'all bitches want to see me at 80s karaoke. 80s, 90s karaoke, I'm going to fuck you guys up.
Oh, man.
I didn't say I can sing good.
No, but as long as you know the words, brother.
I just said I go hard.
No. And when you got the right thing in the system.
I'm just saying.
Oh, man. Me, it's just going to be always a Mexican weekend for me. I'm just going to be going to work, punching out at 2 a.m. and coming back home. And just looking forward to my next day off. That's all.
So I took Monday, Tuesday off. Today's first day back, but I have like 120 hours.
Oh wow!
To use by the end of the year.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I'll be having a lot of days off.
Good. That's good, man. Shit. It's good to have all that time off.
Well, next year I get another week too.
It takes a hell of a lot of sacrifice though to get those hours.
20 years, bro.
Whew.
Man.
So, I think the only thing I've done consistently for 20 years is piss off my wife.
Bro, we just hit our 20-year anniversary.
Really? Oh shit! Yep. That's right. I just did.
And then Tuesday's her birthday. She'll be how old? 38.
38 years old. 38 young years old. Wow.
She'll be 38, and then so her birthday's the 3rd. My oldest daughter's birthday is the 25th. His birthday is the 19th, and my birthday is the 27th, and my wedding anniversary is the 31st.
Can you guys give this man a round of applause here? Just because he just named off more dates than don't ask me about my kids' birthdays, because if it depended on my life, it'd be dead.
It's easy because my only one that's the outlier is my little one. She's April.
Oh wow!
So it works easy.
Man, by the end of this month, man, you're gonna open your wallet and there's gonna be an echo.
Oh,
bro, live in California. There's already an echo.
Yeah.
I put in gas today, $5.95.
Wow.
That was the cheapest. That was the cheapest gas in town.
Dude, my in-laws are visiting right here, and they're just tripping out on everything. Everything we do or anywhere we go, they see the prices of things and they go, "Oh shit, the eggs are like $3 more in Cali." We go to the gas station. Shit, gas is almost $3 higher than it is here per gallon.
Dude, eggs are fucking expensive.
I don't get that. I mean, what kind of chickens?
No. So eggs and pork. What happened is California is very smart, right?
Oh, so, especially when it comes to taxing that ass, I believe.
Oh no, even more than that, right? So eggs and pork. What California did was signed a law saying that chickens needed more humane cages, and that pigs needed more humane cages. So that inflated the price of the pork and the eggs and the chicken.
Wow.
Now, thankfully, our governor wants to continue to keep us safe. And have you seen those videos online? We gotta have that on the show one day where we can just watch the smash and grabs of California. So I'm not joking. You go to the Bay Area, people literally leave their back SUV, their tailgates open, with a sign that says, "There's nothing in the car. Please don't break my window."
Shit.
Laugh, I'm not joking. I swear to God, I'm not joking. It's so bad. It's that bad. People will be getting on the on-ramp of the freeway, and they're just at the light. Dudes will jump out, smash their windows, and grab the shit out of their car on the on-ramp of the freeway.
Damn.
So I'm sitting here. We go to San Francisco a couple weekends ago. I'm like, "Hey, my daughter's got her camera." And I'm like, "You guys put that shit away." I got my gun on my side. I'm just like, "What's gonna happen? It's gonna happen." Hey, think I'm playing?
Roll out the damn window.
Hey, you think I'm playing? Look. This is how we roll.
Spare clips.
That's how we roll. And it's so fucking bad, but and it's so expensive. So Walgreens, CVS's, Targets, and stuff like that, they're starting to close a lot of stores.
Wow.
Because what they'll do is dudes will just go in with these giant ass bags.
Oh,
and just fill up these bags and walk right out.
Yeah, I've seen that. And just walk out. You know, my daughter works at a store and at this chain store. She says they're not allowed to even contact these people. So we went through it and I spoke to her about it and I go, "So what? Are you telling me that if I walk in there with a trash bag and I start just loading up on stuff, start walking out, you guys are not allowed to make contact with me at all or stop me or attempt to stop?" She's like, "No, we can't. Nope. All we can do is hit the button, notify police." I'm like, "You guys can't even lock the damn doors on these guys or people, whoever are doing this?" "No, nothing. We just gotta let them." I said, "Holy crap. What a time to be a sack raider." You know what I mean?
Bro, these motherfuckers, I watched a video yesterday in front of the Lowe's. You know how they put the power equipment, the ride-along lawnmowers out front, stuff like that? These dudes pull up in a pickup truck, pick up the front end of the rider, put it on the tailgate, pick up the back end, push in his truck and drive away.
Wow.
Just like that.
Jesus.
Wow.
Because back in the day, I used to work loss prevention. And so it was a little different back then. So we'd wait till they stole 10, 15 DVDs, CDs, whatever. And, we didn't encounter them. So, we get the stuff back and, have the cops come. I remember one time I was in a bad mood. This guy was stealing one of the cheaper paintball guns that had the really crinkly plastic. And I was like, "Bro, just pull it." He had it stuffed down the front of his pants. I was like, "Just fucking pull it out of your pants and get the fuck out of the store." And he's like, "I don't got nothing." And I just kind of smacked him in the stomach and you can hear the plastic just go. And I was like, "Take it out." Well, he put his hand in his pocket, and when he lifted his hand out of his pocket, I seen the butt of some scissors. So we were still inside the store. I gave him a 2-piece right inside the store. The next day, gets working. Loss prevention manager's like, hey, come here for a minute. What's up? He's like, hey, here's the write-up. Go ahead and sign that.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm like, my write-up for what? He's like, well, technically the guy didn't leave the store yesterday. So you hit him? I'm like, bro, I don't even get paid extra for this shit. But nowadays it's wild.
Oh, it is. And I mean, people do, and they have like these groups where they go in there and they ransack shit really like between like 10, 15 guys, you know what I mean? And the thing is, they do this to some small businesses. They really
Did you see the Apple Store video in Philly?
I have not seen that. I heard it talk about it, but I have not seen it.
Wow.
I saw one where a guy had like clippers in his hand, and he just started walking up, yanking all the cables, and snip, 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 snip. He was taking all of them.
Was that a Home Depot one?
No, it was actually, it was outdoors. It looked like they were having an event outside of the Apple Store.
Wow.
And it might have been, God, I want to say, could have been New York, something like that. You know what I mean? Really heavily populated, the streets, the way they look. But man, they just, nobody would stop the guy. Nobody. And he was the smallest, skinniest little guy you've ever seen. And I was just like,
here now it's one of those things is like the theft is so bad. Like people are starting to get kind of tired of it. I watched a video today where
here in the Midwest, people aren't so easily pulling that shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
No, I know. So, but here, when people are starting to fight back here, you know it's getting tiresome. So there's a video of these two guys. There's this whole Instagram devoted to, if you type in Oakland smash and grab, it'll come up.
Okay.
And they literally will just drive around the parking lot, find cars, take their little smasher, bam. I mean, and it's seconds, right? So this car pulls up. These dudes jump out of a car. Well, people are not done. They see what's going on. Two dudes grab some pipe wrenches and go beat the holy shit out of this guy's car. Smash all the windows, smash the windshield, everything like that, and then they get back in the car and take off.
Damn.
Yeah, it's wild.
Man, we had a similar instance where I worked for a pizza place. I'm not going to name no names, but
Pizza Hut.
You look like a Little Caesars guy.
No. It's got the initials PJ. And a guy had his car.
Papa John's?
And and one of the drivers.
You just said it, Jim.
One of the drivers had his car
Papa
stolen.
Jim's.
He went in to deliver a pizza in an apartment complex, came back out, and his car was gone. And I asked my manager point blank when that happened, I said, so what's the policy? Well, you're supposed to cooperate with him. I said, so is Papa John's going to pay for my car? No. I said, well, I have my own policy. What's that? You know, if I catch him, you know, it's going to be bad.
Pull it and shoot it. That's the policy. Pull it and shoot it. And you know what? It's funny we're talking about this. This is what I mean by this show is about anything and everything. We just popped off from one thing to another, just somehow tied it in. But I was watching this YouTube review on like self-defense guns because what's crazy is I have six kids in my house. It's kind of crazy when you think about. Of course, you gotta educate your kids on stuff like that, but it's crazy to think if an accident were to happen. So I'm like, there's got to be something out there deterrent enough that it's still safe to have around the house. You know what I mean? And quick. So they have these. Everybody's familiar with like BB guns and stuff like that. But this thing that I found on YouTube is a home self-defense gun. And the home self-defense gun uses a 50 caliber sized steel pellet in it.
Yeah, the airsoft guns or BB guns are unregulated.
Yeah.
So you can have as big of a fucking pellet as you want in there.
I mean,
So
the guy was firing this thing off going through plywood, half-inch plywood.
So in my house, I'm licensed. I'm licensed to carry, so I carry whenever. But in my house, my wife, my oldest child, any gun in the house, they know how to fire. They know how to operate. And that's kind of how we operate it. If it's in the house, you're going to learn how to shoot it. My oldest likes shooting. My wife, I don't think she dislikes it. But it's... In California, though, it's turned into an expensive hobby.
I believe it.
It's like Classic Shields times 2.
Damn.
Shit, we use those things to hunt for dinner here.
So I have a buddy. You're talking about hunting. He uses he used
When
to.
Jim said that, all I can picture is like the Beverly Hillbillies scene, like the opening scene with Jethro's walking around with a possum.
No, it's way. This is wild, right? So I have a buddy that, and I call him a friend, and I'm going to maintain calling him a friend until figure out. I have a confliction of the situation, but I'll get into that in a sec. But I've known this guy since 2006, and he worked at Yahoo. He's worked for Verizon. He's a computer hacker, like that all shit. He helped Verizon with their 5G, setting up their 5G and all that kind of stuff like that. Well, he got the epiphany that he wanted to live in a van down by the river. I'm not playing. This man would go hunt squirrels and eat squirrels, and I'd get off work and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh no, we're figuring out we're gonna get for dinner." He's like, "I got some squirrels." I'm like, "Bro, you make $200,000 a year, and you live across the street from a famous barbecue spot. What are you doing in life?" But these squirrels, oh no, I'm not joking. But these squirrels are fucking good. They're delicious.
Oh God.
I was like, "I'll take you to dinner if like we go cheesecake. We can pull up to the Cheesecake Factory or something." Like, so, but that's what he would do, right? And this story's gonna take a like you said, this show's been about whatever. And this is gonna take a wild turn. No, I'm not even joking, bro. You have no idea. So he decided to become what they call a nomad. He bought a van and put little things in his van and did that whole bit, right?
Yeah.
So he went from where I live, went to this place called Slab City in the southern part of California.
Shit, Slab City? Are you for real? Dude.
Hey, I'm not.
That shit is crazy.
It gets crazier, right?
For you guys that don't know what Slab City is, you guys need to go to YouTube and check out Slab City over there because it's fucking insane. You guys gotta check out Slab City, okay?
It's a land of no laws.
Wow.
So he went down there, lived down there for a while. But in the middle of him living down there, he was driving a little he's a big guy like I am, but he was driving a little dirt bike and crashed the dirt bike. Fucked up the top of his foot, but disregarded going to the hospital or anything.
Oh, wow.
Fast forward about 6 months after that, I get a call from the hospital. I'm like, fuck. So he's in the hospital. They chopped off half his foot. because of infection, because he was in a hot tub and some blisters erupted and infected his foot, and they had to have a pump put onto his foot to like draw out like the infection shit, right?
Damn.
And as crazy as the story sounds, right, it gets even worse.
Oh,
So
crap.
he gets his foot chopped off, whatever. We head out to New Mexico to visit my best friend, and we're like, well, we'll just all meet up out there because he was somewhere by Texas or something like that. And so we meet up, we're having a good time, we're drinking, you know. And he's always been an eccentric type person, but he's never once displayed any type of like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Just say it.
What's the word I'm looking for, babe? Physical, yeah, never displayed any type of aggression or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, he's lived in my house. My kids, we go to dinner. We go to the pumpkin patch with this guy and ride the choo-choo train. This is how much we know this guy. So we have 4th of July together 2 years ago, and it was a great time and everything like that. Well, bad things started to happen in his life where, you know, his van started breaking down. He couldn't maintain a job because of his foot and things like that. So he started panhandling and, you know, doing things like that. And I would just tell him, like, bro, at this point, you should just get a job at Little Caesars. You can stick. I was like, and this is a guy that I've personally witnessed get paid $10,000 in 2 weeks and take that cash money, throw it in my glove compartment and be like, oh, it's fine there. And I'm like, you know, just how about we just get you a job at Little Caesars? You get a little bit of money, get your van going again. You know, let's just start. Maybe this life isn't for you as much as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
He didn't see eye to eye to that. And the next few conversations were always just, how's it going? And it's just, well, I'm panhandling here. I'm shoplifting here. I'm doing this for the dog, make sure the dog has food and blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
right?
damn. And he's got a dog. Holy shit.
So fast forward to my dad dies at the beginning of June this year.
I remember that.
So about 2 weeks later, I wake up to a text message and it's my boy from Texas, and this is my best friend in the world. He's like, bro, look at this article. Look at this article. I'm fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm opening it up and I'm seeing something, but it's not registering. And what the fuck? So I put the phone down, I get up and I go take a shit because I'm like, yo, let's just take a shit and read on the toilet because that's just what we do.
It's just, they caught you mid-bowel in the middle of the night. Just, it's time to empty out. It's okay.
It is.
Who doesn't?
So
okay.
I get on the toilet and I'm starting to read this article. And it's 3 days prior, he was arrested for double homicide and tampering with the bodies.
God damn.
So the article reads, this is still going on right now. The article reads, so here's the article of what it reads. He was on his property and people heard, it's like 7:30 in the morning. People heard an argument, some loud banging, and then gunshots. So my friend has always been a reactionary type person. Blood and guts is not something that ever, I'm like, you know, that's not him. So what he did was, from the article, apparently The bodies were transported from said shooting location to the desert and dumped in the desert.
Mm.
And if you go through and read a lot of the Facebook posts and a lot of things like that, no excuse. I don't condone any type of fashion of what was allegedly done because I don't know what was, you know what I mean? It's still ongoing, just is literally just happening. But the other people that were involved weren't the upstandingest individuals imaginable either. So I don't know if I'm hoping maybe he walked in on them robbing him or something. Because the dude's just never. I question a lot of his life choices, but he's never. There's never been an instance where I was like, yo, he's a threat, or he's dangerous. He's nothing. He was the most gentlest giant to my children. The best, great friend to me and my wife. Like, give you a shirt off his back if you need it. So it's like, you look at it now and it's like, we found out where he's at and I wanted to contact him, but I'm going to wait. I don't want, I feel bad for not contacting him, but I don't think it's appropriate timing.
That's fair. That's fair. I think that's fair.
But I also don't want him to think that. Here's where I'm conflicted is like with the body of. I don't know the situation what happened. Do I let that affect the relationship that we had? That the four of us shared. You know what I mean?
Think the guy sounds like he went through a pretty rough spill for a while, man. And people change or people change to certain aspects of what affects them in life. So it might have sharpened him up to a different way of life.
Yeah.
And definitely sounds like he had it rough for a while.
Jeez.
And that affects you so much psychologically.
So do you as a person say that's your long-standing friend? What do you do?
To me, somewhere inside there, it's still my friend.
That's where I'm conflicted. Like, I don't condone none of the action or none of the, but how do I disregard 16 years of, it's kind of, in a weird way, it's kind of like the Chris Benoit kind of argument. That's how wrestling fans will understand it. It's the Chris Benoit argument.
It is, and
he's a Hall of Fame friend. But given an action,
and that's a tough one too, right there. But I say leave Chris Benoit, the performer, what he left on the mat, alone. In his personal life, it was a tragedy.
But then you're saying to leave him alone. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I say leave the body of work that he left behind alone. You know, don't let that tarnish that, because he's tied into too many good people along that road.
Yeah.
Now, what he did outside the ring in personal life, same thing with this guy. What he did when he was in well-being and well state of mind with people that he liked is one thing. What he might have encountered, what he was pressured to do, what he was faced with is a whole different story. Me, you, and Chip, we're not killers. But let the wrong person come into our home in the middle of the night. What will we turn
100%.
into?
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like, because we take a...
Hey, where'd he go?
Oh, that Mendoza internet.
It's okay. What I was saying is, because we do something like that, do we become instantly bad fathers, bad neighbors, bad people?
See, and that's where the confliction is for me. It's just like I said, I will not passively say that what he did was not bad or anything like that. That's not the like I said, is there a hope that what happened is spun to where it was more of a self-reliance thing than a cold-blooded thing? Yes. If it turns out to be a cold-blooded thing, then I guess, yeah, sure, like, damn, that sucks.
Different moment in time in people's life.
Yep.
Like I said, we don't know what he went through to change that person. You know what I mean? Everybody has their moment of insanity, or you could be a real nice guy at work every day, and then that person that's been an asshole to you for a month and a half, 2 months down the line, can say the wrong thing again on the wrong day to you. And as soon as you pimp slap his ass, let's just call this coworker EJ Kelly, you pimp slap the bitch across the face, all of a sudden, does that make you the bad person?
Yeah,
I mean,
see,
it's only so much you can take, right?
and that's where I'm conflicted. So for now, is like, honestly, I can't call. We figured out I can call him, I can do video chats, but obviously he can't just get on his video chat and be like, and ask him what happened, and he tells me, just because the legality of the situation. And knowing him and knowing how he is, he's not talking at all. But again, to the friend thing is like, because he had a hard time, and there were months where we were buying him groceries and helping him get his car parts for his van, and you know, it's weird to disregard that. Like I said, I hope that maybe, like I said, he caught him trying to rob him or stealing from him, and they fought, and maybe he just kind of got the upper hand. But I guess time will tell.
But guys, on that note, we're gonna end this session of the Goat Milk Diaries. We will try to get Tyler Doze on here to have an interview.
He got caught up, guys. He let us know before time that we were just hoping he would be able to make it. But
even if we have to do a pop-up, show, where it's a 25, 30-minute, 45-minute show,
we'll get that in.
Get something done. We'll get it done.
We'll definitely get it in.
That's right.
But everybody, check out Get the Strap tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yes.
Drop my fellas a like, comment, share, please. Goes a long way. It helps.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we will be back next week.